Mission San Miguel, December 5, 1848. Greed and deception turned these quiet grounds into the bloody site of California's first recorded mass murder. The 16th of the Alta California missions, San Miguel Arcángel was founded in 1797 to close a gap between Spain's northern and southern outposts. Located near Paso Robles, it's a rare gem among the Franciscan settlements. Much of the main complex survives, including its large church with original frescoes painted by Mission Indians in the 1820s under the direction of artist Esteban Munoz. Following the mission's secularization, William Reed and Petronilo Rios bought the spread, just before the Mexican-American War broke out and the U.S. took California. Reed and his family made the mission convento their home and business, offering lodging to travelers. Rios lived in a separate hacienda nearby. But their joint venture would soon turn tragic. On December 4, 1848, 6 men rode up to the mission, asking to stay for the night. In the fireplace glow, Reed apparently bragged about his stash of hidden gold. It was a foolish disclosure. The next evening, the men returned, armed with an axe, knives, and by some accounts, firearms. The axe did most of the work. Reed, his pregnant wife Maria Antonia, their young children, plus the house servants, 11 people in all, were gruesomely slaughtered in the convento. Who found the bodies is a matter of dispute. First on the scene was probably John Michael Price, a British immigrant to Mexican California who had settled at Rancho Pismo. He visited San Miguel sometime on December 6th, saw the carnage, and quickly rode off to alert Rios. However, a more widely circulated tale has a mountain man named James Beckworth arriving that evening to an oddly dark and quiet convento. He let himself in and experienced something that would forever haunt him. Feeling his way in the dark, Beckworth stumbled over a body. Fearing that the killers were still lurking about, he hightailed it out of there for help. Many now believe Beckworth exaggerated his role in the discovery. Regardless, when word of the massacre reached Rios, he had the victims buried in a mass grave just outside the old mission sacristy door. It's a nondescript patch of ground that many visitors stroll past today, unaware of the dark history concealed within. The massacre shocked Californians. This was a crime of unspeakable depravity, and Price organized a posse to track the killers down. But what's remarkable is who answered the call to arms. A massive cross-cultural group of more than 30 men, Mexican Californios and Yankees, setting aside their wartime grievances. Shared outrage had united them at a pivotal time in California's transition. Through early December, the posse trailed the killers down past Santa Barbara and into Southern California in hot pursuit. Along the way, one killer split off from the group and disappeared. But just below Ortega Hill at Summerland Beach, the vigilantes caught up with the rest of their prey. The murderers put up a fight, but they were vastly outnumbered and outgunned. One was shot dead on the beach, another drowned while fleeing into the surf. The remaining 3 were taken alive. The captured men, often listed as Lynch, Raymer, and Quinn, were taken to Santa Barbara and jailed, most likely at the Presidio. Tried and found guilty just before Christmas, their execution was postponed due to the holiday. They ultimately met the firing squad on December 28th. Even to this day, the events of December 1848 continue to haunt historic Mission San Miguel, figuratively and perhaps literally. Although the victims' names are not found among the tombstones, legend has it that when the night is still and quiet, their lingering spirits make themselves known. All ghosts aside, what happened here spooked the entire territory, which had seen a flood of outlaws after the Mexican-American War. In an increasingly rough-and-tumble California hurtling toward statehood, the massacre at Mission San Miguel served as a clarion call for peace, law, and order. But achieving those goals wouldn't come easy, and 2 more decades would pass before California's Wild West era of desperados and vigilantes would finally come to a close. I'm Michael Imlay. Thanks for joining me on this backstory field trip.